This year, more than 1,500 people walked for the American Heart Association and their own hearts at one of the region's largest one-day fundraisers, the Duchess Ulster Start Heart Walk.
It serves two very important purposes. One is to raise awareness about heart disease and encourage everybody to come on out, start walking, and incorporate walking and activity into your everyday life.
And this year's event had a few special guests.
We look to bring survivors in to show there are inspirational honorees. And we really look, when we interview survivors throughout the year and highlight those, we really look to show the many faces of heart disease.
We got a chance to meet 3 survivors whose personal battles with affairs of the heart will tug on your own heartstrings.
I was living life in a bar. My life was passing me by. Now I take the initiative and I make my life happen.
He's a 25-year-old student at Dutchess Community College and the president of the student government. Johnny is a heart survivor.
One day I woke up to go to work and I couldn't breathe. Couldn't brush my teeth, I couldn't even tie my shoes on my boots.
And then there is Katie O'Keefe. She has been battling matters of the heart since she was born with mitral valve prolapse. Katie is a heart survivor.
I was home with a newborn and a toddler and a kindergartner, and I wasn't, I was just go, 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 and I knew something was wrong.
And John Milio is proof that heart disease can strike when you least expect it. John is a heart survivor.
With nothing showing on a physical, what's to worry about? Live and let live. Walking up a little hill, something's wrong, but I didn't know what. So I found out.
They said, well, you're not having a heart attack, but there's something wrong with you. You're in AFib, atrial fibrillation, and we need to shock you back into regular heartbeat. So that's the first time I rode the Lightning.
A week after giving birth to her 3rd child, Caitlin, Katie knew something was wrong. She wasn't feeling well and went to the hospital for diagnosis.
The congestive heart failure probably happened a week before I had her, and I was not even aware of it. And I ended up back in the hospital a week after I had her.
They moved me into another room and I got some other kind of scan, I don't know what it was. And then back into the room, and I thought I was going to get back on the treadmill, and they said, no, we're going to the ER. And I said, would you call my wife? She's expecting me for lunch.
And then a bunch of tests from there, and I figured out that I had a 1-inch hole in my heart. And I basically needed open heart surgery to correct it.
We never had lunch. They opened me up and I had a double bypass. One of the arteries was 95% clogged and the other was in the high 80s. So they did 2 of them at once.
So today's honorees, a very young, active college student, a mom, wife, mother, and we have John Milio, who's been a community volunteer and has served his community for many, many years. Heart disease comes to everybody. There's no boundaries for heart disease, unfortunately.
Did you have a lot of support from your friends and family?
You know, I kind of didn't tell a lot of people because I was that superficial 22-year-old who nothing could kill until one day I woke up and they put me on my knees, you know, literally.
For Katie, the hardest part was when her husband left the hospital with her newborn daughter.
That was the hardest part, when he took Caitlin from the hospital. That was the first time I was separated from her.
And some are able to prevent heart disease before it takes a turn for the worse.
When I was working, we had to have a physical every so often, and nothing showed any sign of heart trouble. Everything was fine until I was out of breath and had the calcium score. And I think without the calcium score, I might have dropped someplace else other than where I did.
And beating heart disease can really put life into focus and change the entire rhythm of the way you're living.
And I'll be very open about it. I drank a lot, and then after the surgery, I still continued down that path a little bit, and I realized that, you know what, I just was given a second chance. And as cliche as that sounds, I needed to take advantage of it because I'm not going to live forever. It's an eye-opening experience.
And Katie's message is put yourself on the priority list. We all need to start taking care of ourselves and our health. If not for ourselves, at least for our loved ones.
And my bride here, come on over here, get your face in this picture. She takes care of me. Make sure I do everything right. Some reason she wants me to live a long time. I don't understand it.
All three of the survivors used this year's Start HEARTWalk not only to assist in the fundraising,
Definitely.
but to build awareness and to share their stories from the heart. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think you need to live your life like you're dying. And remember that every day is a gift.
That's it. I'm here. I survived.